coming back to my channel. My name's Kelly and I'm here with another booktube tag today because I'm still waiting for one more book to arrive in the post before I do my next book haul, so please bear with me on that one and hopefully enjoy this tag. This one was created by Michelle Lynn and I'll link her original video down below. I think there are like 7 or 8 questions, so let's move on. Question number 1 is, what book made you feel confident about yourself or your life? And I have to say that whenever I read a particularly good book, I feel quite confident about both because it makes me feel very certain about what I want to do and what I want to be in my life, which is a writer, and I don't know, it's just very affirming. But for the sake of this tag, I'm going to choose slightly self-helpy books. Just because I enjoy reading about the power of the mind to affect the life. Not quite like Rhonda Byrne from The Secret level, not like manifesting, I don't know, what do I want right now? Mint ice cream. So not exactly like manifesting what you want, just, I don't know, the slightly more believable skill of choosing your emotion rather than being at the mercy of them. Anyway, It's The Thought That Counts by David R. Hamilton, PhD, and this is The How of Happiness by Sonia Lyubomirsky, and yellow is my favourite colour, so I really like this cover. I haven't actually read these two yet. I've packed the ones that I've already read, but I occasionally have those moments where I need a little bit of a boost, and these sorts of books help me do that. Question number 2 is, what book made you feel sympathetic or sympathise greatly with the characters? And for this one I'm going to go with book 2 of the Star-Crossed trilogy, which is a very detailed, very well thought out young adult trilogy by Josephine Angelini. Book 2 is called Dreamless, and in it the protagonist Helen really goes through some stuff. She literally goes into hell every night in her dreams, except that she doesn't even really leave her body completely behind, so she still suffers the damage of it. And if that ain't suffering, I don't know what is. So I sympathised with Helen. Question number 3 is, what book made you feel anxious? And for that, there's no question, I need to go with Ignite Me by Tahera Mafi because anxiety. Anxiety was felt. And I can't really explain why, because I don't want to give anything away about the ending. But yeah, anxiety. Right now though, the one I'm anxious about is Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. It's the 3rd trilogy following some characters that I really love, and it's been about 5 years, well no, it's been way longer than that. It's been years since the last trilogy, and I'm really worried about it. Not so much the first book in the new trilogy, I'm worried about the last book in the new trilogy because I'm worried about the last pages of the last book of the last trilogy of my favourite characters in the world. So I've basically got to just embrace this fear, this anxiety for years. So, oh god. Question number 4 is, what book made you feel annoyed? And going from recent reads, I'm going to go with Existence by Abby Glines because it has pretty good reviews, and How? I don't get it. It's like, you know, sometimes there's a really hyped book and then you get to it and you think, am I reading the wrong thing? What is happening here? What is wrong with you people? And obviously there are lots of people out there who really liked Existence by Abby Glines, but how? Genuinely. I'm gonna move on. Question number 5 is, what book made you feel disappointed? And I'm going to go with Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Not because it's a bad book, it just wasn't quite as good as I was hoping it was gonna be. I really had high hopes for The Darkling because I like those bad characters that get redeemed. However, I'm pretty sure he is irredeemable, so yeah. Also, The Selection by Kiera Cass. The premise for that is so amazing that the book should have been much better than it was. Again, not a bad book, just not as good as I think it could have been, and not as good as I hoped it would be. Question number 6 is, what book made you feel confused? And I've just finished reading Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. Maybe it's because I've only only just finished it that I'm still somewhat confused. There's a lot about Hermeticism in this, and it's not a bad book, I'm still a little bit confused. Question number 7 is what book made you feel satisfied? And satisfaction for me is felt particularly on the third book of a trilogy or the last book of a series that ends well. So I'm thinking of books like Goddess, the third book in the Star-Crossed trilogy that I mentioned earlier by Josephine Angelini. She didn't shy away from the battle scenes, all the little threads came together. That was a really accomplished trilogy. And also, again, I'll mention Robin Hobb again since I love her so much. Her second trilogy following the characters that I love, it was called, the last book of the second trilogy was called Fool's Fate. And I cried at the end of that book because it was finished and I didn't want it to be finished, and also because something sad happened. Oh, but it was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. Okay, moving on. Question number 8 is what book made you feel you could really relate with the main characters? And I don't think I'm alone in saying that I related with Kath from Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I wrote fan fiction when I was a teenager, a lot of fan fiction. I pretty much honed my writing skills with fan fiction, and I maintain that there are some really good fanfickers out there, so yeah, easy answer. That is the end of this tag. If you would like to do it, please do, and share your video with me down below. I really like this tag, I enjoyed answering it, although I have to tell you, I have made so many mistakes that I have about 40 minutes of footage, so. And that was my camera cutting out on me for the 3rd time, so I'm gonna bugger off now. Have a really nice day, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.